Greetings and salutations, universe. This is Krita, and this is Omnifactory. Look at this thing. Oh, it's fantastic. And you know it. I don't know if I noticed in the last episode, but because we have so much IV power going on here with all these CEFs and energy inputs. Oh, these are LUV power. Anywho, we're at UV power. Yeah, it apparently stacks. I've already set up a little bit of liquid for the recipes that I want to try and do today. We needed some soldering alloy and lubricant. Yes? Yes. Very good. So, what I want to do is try and figure out how we can set up some sort of automation for this. We have all of these input buses, and each one can only take one item, and it has to be ULV ones, and then we have the output way over here. So yeah, you might see it in my hotbar already, but the quest book does suggest that we want to use these item laser relays, and also an item interface. On each of the input buses, then place the item interface adjacent to the laser on the first input bus. This will serve as an access point to the virtual inventory where you can connect things like an unpackager. Item interface. Okay, I mean, I've never used that, but we have some item lasers. They're not too hard to craft. You just sort of toss the lasers into the atomic reconstructor and we get whatever we want, and then we could cycle them back if we want to, but they're pretty simple to make, not a problem. And then we just sort of plonk one onto each of these, at least from my understanding, and this is a lot of a lot of them, but it's going to be fantastic. We have used the liquid lasers for something in the past, and then we just connect them all. And once that's done, we now need to have a primary input spot, which I'm guessing is supposed to be our item interface thingamabobber. So let's take a look, see if we just magically have what we need for that. Was it just interface? It was. Player interface. This one. Yoink. We have most of it, and that's pretty cool. Coil, please. Let's just make a few of them. Always need coils. There we go. Item interface. Doink. And that should be the quest complete. Yay! Assembly line automation. Pretty fantastic. I'm probably going to put this right down here somewhere. Hello! There you go. Maybe putting it here, but it did say adjacent. Item interface adjacent to the laser on the first input bus. This will serve as an access point to the virtual inventory where you can connect things. I'm going to have to kind of figure that out, but can I really access it right here? Item interface. That's adjacent. So if we put items into that, it'll just go down the line right here? I find that questionable at best, but hey, I'll try anything. So, then we'll just line up the conduit, have an actual interface down there. Interface for the applied energistics, stuffy stuff, fun, and magoo, and go from there. Though the quest did suggest we wanted to use the packaging system, so probably going to set up the packagers themselves. And then how many things do we realistically craft in here? So the multi-block pattern, yada yada, we make it looks like 37 items, but I don't know if we'll end up using all of those right now. So I'm going to focus on the LUV items. Particularly, we want things like motors and whatnot to craft. So in you go, processing, think so. Recipe type, combination, processing. Yes, we do want them all to be processing, so that's a lot easier for us to make. And then we just move along down the line and make more of them. Haha. And we have 2 of the recipe holders right there. One will go into an unpackager and one into a packager, right? We've kind of done this before. Oh, did we have a circuit on the other ones? No circuit. Circuit. I don't like seeing a circuit. That's not good at all. Not consumed in the process. Oh dear. Well, how do we pick then? Might have to have different assembly lines for different things. Oh, now it's messing with us. Well, we'll do what we can and figure it out from there. On second thought, the quest book does really want us to make a compressor, and this requires pistons. The pistons require motors. Motors, you kind of get the picture. So we're going to focus on these first and see if we can just get it to work, right? Better to have something simple to aim for rather than just trying to do all the things at one time. So unpackager goes right here, and hopefully everything is going to make sense. And I just have to remember how everything works together. So the packager goes right there. The unpackager just kind of goes next to the thing that you're trying to do. I think that is correct. Packager. Right there. This guy gets a recipe. This guy gets a recipe. And then we hook it up to the ME interface. Or not ME interface, just the ME system. And it should get some RF power from the applied energistic system itself. And those recipes should, hypothetically, be in our system. So we should be able to summon a LUV motor. And we need to tell it how to craft a few things real quick. Maybe now we can give it a proper test. Okay. Crafting. Oh, it turned on! Did that actually work? This just magically makes it work. And now it's probably over here in the output bus. No way! That just worked. That was... I didn't think that would work at all. Cool. Can this item interface go here for aesthetic purposes? I would really like that. And then this one, can I have a laser doop? And then a interface at the bottom, maybe? That could be cool. Yoink. Interface, a little bit wonky, but that's okay. And like so, item wrench, connect the two, shift. Wait, laser modification. There you go. Right here. And then we need to grab a compass. Yes. So the idea is that items will come in, and then I'm using a laser just because the rest were using lasers, and I think it looks cool. This could just be attached directly to an interface. I'm just going for looks here. So priority 1, no. Shift to decrease. How do we make this pull out of the item output bus? Maybe that doesn't work the same way as everything else works. Stored. Can't connect. Okay, well, I guess we'll just do this with an actual item. So, interface right there. Now the item is in the interface itself, and the cable can just sort of pop down through the ground like so, yoink, and The item will be going into our system now. So if I check the LUV, we have our motor. How cool is that? That is fantastic. Now, we do have to note that we have the integrated circuit issue. Not too sure what to do about that. So, I might just take one and put it in the last slot, and that will have to work. Hopefully that doesn't cause any issues, but let's try and summon a piston. And hopefully this just works. Okay, so we have the LUV motor available, the piston is there, it should be able to just craft it. Let's see, so we made that. I saw some little flicker right there, so that's interesting. Is this trying to make stuff? Not sure. I would hope so. Why would it not? Is the question. There's stuff? Stuff? No. Hello? LUV piston, please. Okay, we have items in input buses, but it seems that we might not want this to have a relay on it, because I imagine that one of the items that we wanted to craft with went into our system. So sometimes weird things can happen and you just cancel. We're gonna pull items out as difficultly as that is, and now that they're empty, we're going to try again. And all the items should be very much available. So things should be in the input buses, and this should have run. And there it is! We have the electric piston, LUV. Fantastic. Beautiful. Love it. Ho 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 ho. Okay, what recipes did I put in this? I just put these two. What other ones will we want to try and figure out? No, looking at the normal ones. Tier 5, Tier 4, Tier 6. We do have some of those. Wasn't there a circuit that we want to make in this? What circuit was that? Questbook, please. Hello. Late game. Yes. Oh yeah, we're trying to make an LUV compressor. But more specifically, I want to try Tier... Oh dear, what was that? Anyway, the first Tier 7 circuit. So 7. Is that made in here? It is. Can I make all this stuff? I think I can. Do we have soldering oil or alloy? We do. Fantastic. So I have to modify. Oh, go back. I have to modify these packagers and put in the recipe that we want. So yoink, and we click on this third thing, click on this, plus, and save? Save. Cool? Cool. So jumping back over here, this is such a cool system. I really like it. It's just so, it's kind of confusing to me. So pardon my confusion, but I think things are flowing quite well, right? So let's try and craft. Ho 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 ho! It looks like it's gonna work. So we have to make some power IC wafers. Cool. It is figuring that out. And then it cuts those. And now it's in the system. We saw it turn green for a second. And we now have not only some awesome circuit, the LUV stuff, but we also have our very first Tier 7 circuit. I think that this is necessary for apparently ZPM machines. We're definitely not there, but I think it's, where's the arm? Looking for, there it is. This is for our LUV assembling machine, and this guy is going to be what makes the fourth and final Tier 5 circuits. So in previous times we made the quantum guys. That one is for our awesome tier 5, the crystal circuit. And this has some things that will take a little bit of infrastructure to get, but I think we'll be okay, which is very exciting. So can we actually make an LUV compressor so that I can aim towards something? Possibly. Let's try and figure that out. So it's just going to be a lot of a lot of recipes again, but that is part of the fun. You figure out what recipes you want and just let the system do the job for you. So I think we have everything that we need for that. Do we already have the LUV stuff? Machine casing, machine hull. Yes. So if my understanding is correct, we should be able to just summon a LUV compressor, right? Why not? Niobium titanium. Okay. I think that it is possible that I've never made niobium. And I'll figure out the actual processing of that later, but for right now we get our niobium titanium ingots just by mixing obviously those two things, and it gets frozen up for us. Now, please let us summon an elite compressor. Is it really called just an elite? Oh, that's pretty cool. Okay, let's take a look at what's going on. It's making the motor now an additional piston, and there we are. Oh yes, excellent. That is awesome. And with that, do we want to replace things? Because that's what I had in mind, is that all we have to do is change out the CEFs to whatever level we want, and then we can put the machine we want. So I could summon like 3 more of these and just replace the old compressor that we have, and then the entire system will be so much faster. Is it a waste of materials? Yes. Is it ridiculous? Yes. Is that what we do here? You bet your britches. Now, what do we need to figure that out? We need to get the LUV CEF. There we go. We already have 2 of them. And just replace the compressors right here. And then we can put whatever recipes we want, and things are going to go twice as fast for about I think it's 2.8 times the energy. But energy is not a concern. Not too sure if these conduits will work, but you know, it'll at least do a little bit, and if it doesn't, we deal with it then. But in the meantime, we get to watch this thing try and slog through some pretty tricky crafting, and I think that's just beautiful. And there they are, elite compressors. Auto crafting is fun. I enjoy this. Okay, compressor. We're just going to be replacing those blocks, and hopefully we don't have any issues with the visual glitches of breaking machines. I think I'm supposed to do it with a wrench. I'm terrible. I'm the worst, but that's okay. Now, place. These are the LUV ones, right? Yes, good, very good. Make sure they're pointing in the right direction, because if they point somewhere else, we might have some explosions going on, and that would not be very nice. How much energy do these hold? They hold 4.2. This one holds a little bit over 1 million? Yeah. So if we have an energy issue, it shouldn't be that bad. And the maximum that this can handle is 32. Oh. I think that's okay. FE energy in. Yeah, we're good to go. We're still fully operational with that. Okay. So what was the thing we need to craft? I think it was like some iridium something or others. Iridium heavy plating. I imagine that we already have the iridium plate, and that it's just the iridium plate in the compressor to make that guy. Doink. And into the compressor we go, wherever that is. It's not that one. Where is it? Oh, it'll have a different name now, huh? Cool. Alright. Iridium heavy plating. We're just going to make up 100 of those and see how it goes. hopefully a little bit faster than what my brain says it will be, because I'm sure that that's quite a lengthy craft. Yeah, it is. Okay, now the question is also, at some juncture, do I want to replace that system just with the processing arrays over there? It's possible. I don't know. But what I do know is that is quite a lengthy craft, and I thought that we would already see something. Oh, see, that's why you check things, is because we do not have this on auto output. Now this is a quick reminder, everyone. We now have this on auto output, but you'll see that this won't ever get filled again, because you can't have items flow in on the output unless you whack it with a shift right click of a screwdriver, and as you see on the text box, allow input from output side. And just like that, we have 24 Iridium heavy plating, because that's what the machines had stuck in them, and that is another quest complete. Oh, quests are good. I like quests. Okay, cool. Tier 5 micro miner. Now I believe that I already set the recipes up, so the question really is, what do we need to make it? We need apparently some interesting recipes, but that shouldn't be an issue. We just have to figure out what makes them. So we already have a radon section, so I think that we should be able to make this recipe quite readily. Can I make that in here? Probably not. So Iridium, doohickey, we need that guy, the fission reactor port, and the advanced micro miner guidance system. Let me get these recipes set up, and it should be done in a jiffy. It is a little bit frustrating that the supercharged laser array needs its own section of radon in a chemical reactor. Now I probably have this somewhere, but if you can't find it, just make a new one, and everything will be lovely. In fact, now that I know what I'm looking for, it's probably around here somewhere. Anywho, that's done. Do I have what we need? Possibly. It is a distinct possibility that we have the Iridium, and we can summon it? Nope. Solidified argon, basic quantum chest. We have argon somewhere. Shall we try it one more time? Oh, I see a start button. So let's take a look at what's going on here. It's making all sorts of things like conductive iron, quantum circuits, plates up the wazoo. I did sort out the crystal problem. I did fix that. We have all sorts of mining lasers being crafted. Oh, this is gorgeous to watch. What is the time frame on that? That's 10 seconds at EV, so that should be done pretty soon. The signalum heavy plating is probably going to be one of the longer sections on that. It is a little bit of a time-consuming recipe, but not an issue. A little bit oh, and it is done. How about that? The iridium-plated micro miner tier 5. What can we do with that other than quest complete? Yay! What are you going to give us? Nequata. Cool. Very nice. Lots of ores again in case we run out of something. We have some osmium, which is an interesting source of that. I'm not sure I would pick osmium to come from an iridium plated micro miner, so this might just be a Nequata mission, but that will be what gets us to Nequata. And I think that Nequata is one of the big blocking points for me to make Enderium, and I really want Enderium because it's a very pretty thing, and we can replace all of these ugly, well, I guess they're kind of nice, but you know me, if I can make something green like Iridium, then all these conduits will be able to be switched. However, I think that we're probably going to have to do that in the next episode. So I hope that you've really enjoyed this kind of crazy thing, but I'm having a blast, And now we have a fully operational assembling line. Bye-bye!